In the beginning of the story, we see an elderly couple who were on their way to a party at that moment. On the way, they were fighting over every little thing. Whatever topic came to their mind, a debate would erupt over it. Their attention got so distracted once that they were about to collide with another car. When they reached their son's house, Larry hid the bandage on Joan's hand under her shirt and reminded her that today you have to tell the whole family about the cancer. Joan said she needed just one more day because she didn't want to ruin today's party. The family welcomed them very lovingly. It had been 65 years of their marriage. They told Joan that they found a box of her old photos in the basement. One of those photos is of Joan's first marriage, which was to a man named Luke who was killed in the war. Meanwhile, something suddenly got stuck in Larry's throat. He started having trouble breathing. He fell to the ground. A few seconds later, Larry's eyes suddenly opened. He woke up with a start on a train. When the train stopped at the station, Larry saw many people wearing hospital clothes. He followed them and soon reached the junction. People there were saying strange things that he couldn't understand. Larry told the girl standing at the reception that I have been kidnapped and brought here, but the receptionist said nothing like that happened. You sit here and wait for your AC. A few hours later, the crowd thinned out and Larry fell asleep on the chairs. Then Anna came and called out Larry's name. She told him that I am your AC, meaning Afterlife coordinator. This clearly meant that Larry had died and now Anna's job was to take him to the right place. Larry still couldn't understand that he had died. Then Anna showed Larry a mirror. Larry was shocked to see that he had become young again. Anna explained that when people reach the junction, their bodies take on the form they had when they were happiest in their lives. While Anna was showing him the building, Larry kept saying that I need to go to my wife. Annoyed, Anna gave him a handkerchief so that he would stop crying even after death. Are you crazy? She also explained that this is neither heaven nor hell. This is just a short-term stop that you cannot change. Once you choose, it's chosen. Then an alarm rang and Larry saw security grabbing a man. Anna told Larry that he must have escaped through the red door. You never do that, okay? Then Anna took him to a temporary room and showed him the afterlife according to different religions. Larry will get to stay in this room for 7 days until he chooses his next life. The closet had his favorite clothes. After changing clothes, Larry turned on the TV, but all the TV channels were showing that you can start your new life here. No, start here. Then he went to explore the junction. Saw many stalls selling dreams of the next life. Finally, confused and lost, he reached a bar. As soon as he sat down, a beautiful woman came and sat next to him and started flirting. She was showing that your next life could be interesting too. To which Larry said, "Sorry, sister, I am married." Bartender Luke stopped the girl and said that advertising inside the bar is not allowed. After which the woman quietly left. Larry asked Luke if he was an angel. But Luke said that he too was a soul like him, currently working at the junction. Larry was still a little confused, so Luke explained the rules. Once you choose your next life, you cannot change it. It is also not allowed to go to any other life. If you break any rule, stay here too long, or try to change your life, you will be put into the void. The void is a place where there is only darkness forever. They had a good conversation, so Larry told Luke, "Man, my wife has cancer. I had promised to take care of her. Now I feel bad that I came here before her." Anyway, after a couple of drinks, Larry went to his room and fell asleep. The next morning, Anna climbed onto the bed and woke Larry up. Poor Larry woke up with a start. Anyway, then he started asking Anna why people are working here. Anna said that some people just can't accept that they are dead. Some are waiting for their family or anyone they love to also die and come here, then they will leave together to one place. And the worst is happening to those who just can't decide. Larry asked, "How is my wife? Joan will die soon too, right?" But Anna said that information cannot be given right now. Larry decided that he would wait for Joan. Anna said, "Look, the 7-day stay is free. After that, you will also have to work if you want to stay here, and you will also have to move to the basement." A few days passed, but there was no news of Joan. Anna said, "Are you sure? It could take several months. It could also be that her cancer got cured." After this, Larry decided that he would build a lovely home in Joan's memory so that whenever she comes, everything would be ready. That night, Larry wrote a letter to his wife. At that very moment, Joan died of cancer and she also woke up on a train. The next morning, Anna was taking Larry towards his new life. Larry gave Anna the letter and said to give it to Joan. But Anna said that this is against the rules. "If possible, I will do it. Can't say for sure." Larry now went towards the station while Joan was getting off the train. On the escalator, Larry saw his wife, but Joan didn't pay attention to him. Restless, poor Larry also turned back. There Joan was looking at her young face in the mirror. The two met and hugged lovingly. Joan had already understood that she had died. She started scolding Larry, "Who dies like this? You've become a fool. Can't you eat carefully?" Then Ryan arrived, who is Joan's afterlife coordinator. He separated Joan from Larry and took her to her first husband, Luke, who, poor guy, had been waiting for her for 67 years. Joan became very emotional seeing Luke. Then Larry jumped in between. "Hey, it's nothing. People die, man. It's a normal thing. Come on, baby, let's go to our own world. A new one I have chosen for you." But Joan couldn't understand what was happening. Soon she found out that she would have to choose one husband from the two. Along with that, she could build the life she wanted. Then Ryan explained all the rules and took her to the room. After changing clothes, Ryan was now explaining her options to Joan. Then Luke arrived there. Fearing that she would have to choose one of the two, Joan closed the door. Ryan had said that Luke is very nice. He has been waiting for you here for 67 years. Meanwhile, Larry was venting his anger in front of Anna. Anna revealed that me and Ryan, I mean Joan's AC, we were in a relationship before. We have a fight going on, so he might be speaking against you to Joan as well. But Larry said that my and Joan's marriage is 65 years old. That Luke guy didn't even live that long. We had children, we spent our whole life together. Meanwhile, Joan and Luke went for a walk in the junction. They both were feeling a bit awkward. Suddenly, two guards ran to catch a man who was running away from his chosen life. One guard said hi to Luke and immediately recognized Joan, saying that you have finally arrived here. This made Joan feel very good because it clearly meant that Luke talks about her. After the guards left, Luke explained the rules to Joan and also confessed his love. He said that I thought about you every day. He kept saying sweet things and tried to kiss her, but Joan backed away because she felt awkward. She said she needed a little time to think and then quickly ran away from there. A few minutes later, Larry entered Joan's room. Joan got nervous seeing many options for the next life and started shouting at Larry. She gave him the same answer, that I need a little time to think. She said the last few days have been very heavy for me. After your death, you know, my best friend also died. This made Larry a little happy because he didn't like her much anyway. Larry remembered that doing squats always calmed Joan down. After becoming old, she couldn't do squats. That's why now, being young again and feeling strength in her body, she felt very good. Meanwhile, Larry was eating again and his food got stuck in his throat again. This suddenly worried Joan, but Larry started laughing that I'm already dead. I was just joking. After this, Larry relaxed lying on the bed, but Joan kicked him out. After which, the poor guy had to go to his basement room. But on the way back, Larry saw a board promoting a show by the dead singer Dean Martin. Joan likes that singer very much, so Larry asked Anna to arrange the show. When Larry reached his new room, he was shocked to see how small the room he had been given was. The next morning, Larry took Joan to the waiting area. There, Anna brought that singer to sing and was playing the piano herself, but the man started behaving strangely. He even fell down the stairs. Then they realized that this was not the real Dean Martin. It's an impersonator. Even after death, he's doing impersonation. What a disgusting man. Luke immediately came to him. He dragged him away and punched him. Then with Ryan's help, Luke tried to give flowers to Joan, but Larry started interrupting again. "This is cheating. How can you give flowers? I'm giving a gift." The two men started fighting again, and now Joan was getting very angry, so she shouted and silenced both of them. After this, Joan took Anna and Ryan to her room and vented her anger on them for a long time. Then she said irritably, "Find a solution somehow. How can I decide like this?" The coordinators made a long phone call about breaking the rules. After a while, Joan brought both her husbands into the room. The coordinators explained that your case is a bit special. Because of this, we got a special visa. Joan will be allowed to choose twice. Once she can go and experience her life with Larry and once with Luke. After that, she will have to make a decision. The two boys started fighting again about who would go first. Who goes first, and they started scuffling. So Joan shouted again. She said, "We will find out who goes first by tossing a coin." The argument started again. This time Ryan stopped both of them. Larry tossed the coin and Luke won. During the train ride, Luke and Joan reminisced about the old days. Soon they reached a beautiful mountain with clear skies and green forests. While exploring, both had a lot of fun holding each other's hands. In the evening, they had dinner at a restaurant. Joan kept talking about her children and grandchildren. This made Luke a little uncomfortable. Luke said, "I don't feel bad. I just feel a little sad thinking that I couldn't give you this life." But he is happy that Joan lived a good life. Joan said that I waited for you for some time, but then what could I do? You were gone. After death, no one returns. Then Luke took Joan to a place called the Archives. This exists in every chosen life here, where souls can revisit memories of their lives. Both watched all the important moments of their relationship. Their first meeting, the first time they kissed each other, the wedding day, and that last promise before going to war. Joan finally kissed Luke again. She told him that I was broken after your death. The memories kept going forward, and Luke saw how Larry had proposed to Joan. Seeing this, Luke angrily walked out of the building. He said that Larry took advantage of a sad woman's feelings. He took advantage of the opportunity. Joan tried to explain that it wasn't like that, but Luke didn't listen. Meanwhile, Larry was fuming because Luke told everyone that I died in the war fighting the enemy. Now if he shows himself as a hero like this, how can anyone compete? Larry was afraid that Joan might choose him. On this, Anna said, "Remind Joan why she loved you." Larry said, "I don't even know myself why she loved me, but I know one person who might be able to tell." A little while later, Larry met Joan's best friend Karen, who looked quite old. Karen revealed that her happiest days came when her husband died because only then could she live her life freely. Anyway, Karen said that I didn't like you at all in the beginning, but gradually started liking you. Larry said, "I don't care at all. You tell me why Joan likes me." Karen said, "How would I know? But I can definitely say that you kept Joan very happy." After this, Larry went to Luke's room to find some secret. There were marks on the walls showing that Luke was counting every single day after his death, and in his book he was drawing sketches of Joan. Then Luke arrived there and started shouting at Larry that you did wrong with Joan. When she was sad, you took advantage of the opportunity. Both got entangled in a pointless fight. In the scuffle, Larry's letter fell out of his pocket. Now Luke said that the place where you proposed, Joan and I considered that our special place. So the simple thing is that Joan will feel lonely there after I'm gone. You took advantage of that and won her over. The next day, Larry took Joan to a beach to show her another life. That life was quite popular, so there were many people there. They started talking and were about to kiss when a boy hit Larry with a ball and then started saying to spoil the mood, "Do you know how I died?" Anyway, later both went into the sea with their boat. Larry apologized to Joan for not being there at the time of her death. At the same time, he started saying things like how happy our children would be to see us together. On this, Joan said, "Aren't you trying to change my mind? You cunning guy, who are you talking about the children?" And they had another argument. Now Joan said that you don't understand my situation. I have loved both of you at different times. I have sworn to spend my whole life with both of you. On this, Larry said that if I were in Luke's place, I would have waited for you too. After returning, Joan wanted to see her past memories with Larry, but Larry refused. His point was that one can lose oneself in memories. He wanted to protect Joan from that. Joan felt that Larry was afraid of what might come out. Anyway, both sat on the shore and started talking about their first date. Larry said that I just always wanted to give you a better life. Meanwhile, at the junction, Luke found that letter from Larry. Meanwhile, Joan and Larry returned from their date. They kissed and Larry said, "I don't care where we go. We just need to be together." Then Luke gave that letter to Joan. Reading this, Joan found out that Larry had almost left. He just saw her as he was leaving and stayed. Then another argument started between them. Joan called Larry selfish. On this, Larry said, "Then I was also your second choice. And this Luke guy has fooled around with many souls too." On this, Luke angrily shouted that in 67 years, I fooled around with a couple of souls. So what? I was still waiting for Joan, wasn't I? After all, a soul has needs too. Now both said just choose once, we don't know, but Joan still needed more time. So the coordinators took both souls away. Karen came to Joan a little later with a drink, and then Joan started crying bitterly. Karen comforted her and took her to different fun booths to distract her. Joan kept talking about her condition while drinking. Then Karen reminded her that you are dead. Remember what they say after marriage, that I will be with you. Until death do us apart, death has parted us. What are you thinking so much about? Live your life as you wish. Meanwhile, outside, Larry and Luke were also drinking heavily. After having 4 drinks each, a bond started to form between them too. They started praising each other, saying that girl is not worthy of us, bro. We both are awesome guys, man. The next morning, Joan was hungover, but she had made a decision. She called both her husbands and said that I am very fortunate to have lived my life with both of you. But now I cannot choose one and be bad to the other. I will always feel guilty. That's why I will not choose either of you. I am living my great life. You live yours. Later, Joan got ready and decided that she would spend her next life with Karen. Both friends will have fun. Meanwhile, Larry told Luke that you were right. I proposed at that place because I wanted to erase your memories from Joan's mind. I probably died because I saw your wedding picture. On this, Luke also replied that I am also very jealous of the life you have lived with Joan. Then Larry remembered that their bodies looked the way they did during the most beautiful moments of their lives. Luke looks exactly like when Joan agreed to marry him. Larry looks like when Joan was pregnant with his second child. Thinking this, Larry suddenly understood something. He ran to Joan. At the station, Larry found Joan on the train and asked her to come down one last time to talk. He said, "Your hair is long. During our marriage, your hair was short. This means that when you were with Luke, those were the most beautiful moments of your life. You choose him, be happy forever." At first, Joan refused, but Larry said this is right. Both hugged each other for the last time, crying. Some time later, Luke and Joan were on a train for their next life. Larry was wandering around the junction because he didn't know where to go. Then he saw that Anna and Ryan were back together and he was happy for them. Meanwhile, Luke and Joan started their new life. They started living happily together, but with time, Joan started having doubts. She went to see her past memories and saw the memory of her first meeting with Larry. For the next few days, Luke took Joan to different activities, but Joan didn't like anything. Every night she would go to the archives and watch her life with Larry. The clerk said that staying in memories so much is not good. It is important to move on. One night Luke said what a perfect life this is, but Joan had no answer. The next morning Luke wanted to go somewhere again, but now Joan was broken. She said that she had made a mistake by choosing Luke. On this, Luke got angry and started shouting. Joan explained that I was happiest with you because it was the love of youth. No tension of rent, no job, no children, but love is not just about good moments. It has good and bad memories. She said that you love the 67-year-old Joan, but I have changed now. Joan decided that she would try to go back, even if she gets caught. She said, crying, that I loved you, but now I love Larry. A few hours later, Joan was planning to escape, practicing opening the door with a knife. Then Luke came back and said that I will help you. Both went to the archives where the red door was. Now Luke started pretending to be sad in front of the clerk. "Brother, my life is ruined, man. I am very troubled." As soon as the guard got distracted, Joan quietly went inside. Luke also went inside as a normal client. Both watched their wedding memories and said goodbye one last time. Joan went behind her memories and entered the red door, which took her to the corridor of her childhood memories. The alarm went off and the guards arrived. Joan quickly ran and entered the door of the memory of Luke's death. The washing machine door dropped her into the memory of the fight with Larry. The guards were approaching. Joan blocked the door with a chair and quickly ran upstairs where she saw her old version. The old Joan took Larry's name even while dying, while our young Joan started trying to hide under the bed. The guards were behind her, but Joan now crawled to the train tracks. Through the tunnel, she reached back to the junction. At the reception, she was asking about Larry, but at that very moment her wanted notice came, after which she had to run again. In the booth area, she bumped into Ryan and Anna. They hid her and gave the guards the wrong direction. Joan asked where is Larry's next life, and the answer the coordinators gave shocked her. Larry didn't want any life without Joan. Now she quickly ran to Larry, who was working as a bartender. Both had a drink, after which Joan told Larry to come with me. "But let me tell you first that I have broken the rules to come here. You could get caught with me." But Larry said yes without thinking. Moments later, the two chose a life that is exactly like their married home, the neighborhood where they had spent their entire lives.